Shot in Pakistan on the 5th of February has had Indian intelligence agencies on their toes and carefully monitoring the situation. In the video, Jamat-ud-Dawa chief Hafiz Saeed's son Talha is seen inciting a large crowd to wage war against India using Dawood Ibrahim's name. This is the first time that a Pakistan-based outfit has made a direct reference to Dawood Ibrahim publicly. Talha has asked the crowd if they wanted to become judges, policemen or doctors, to which the crowd said an emphatic no. Talha then asked them if they would like to become Dawood Ibrahim, and then the crowd shouted yes. Talha then went on to ask them whether they wanted to become Burhan Wani and the likes, and he got an emphatic yes from the crowd. The agencies are now probing if Dawood's outfit and the JuD are now operating in cahoots.
House arrest, detention, or for that matter, putting Hafiz Saeed under the anti-terror law in Pakistan makes no difference. It is duplicitous and double-speak by Pakistan, given that his son is allowed to speak not just against India, but invoke terrorists such as Burhan Wani and most wanted men such as Dawood Ibrahim, and are trying to invite the youth of Pakistan to be like elements such as Dawood Ibrahim and Burhan Wani. With video journalist Dinesh Thakur in New Delhi, Geeta Mohan for NewsX.
There is obviously enormous concern about not only in Kashmir, but in terms of sanctioning terrorist organizations out of Pakistan. And I think India has shown remarkable restraint, not only after the awful massacres in Mumbai, but continued efforts. It feels to me kind of India has risen to the place where it sees itself as a major international power. And my concern, and I want us to maintain strong relationships with Pakistan, but Pakistan still feels like it is caught in this battle with India, that everything is seen through the lens of that long-term conflict. And I actually think it would be in Pakistan's best interest to, broaden its outreach and look, so it doesn't view everything through this analysis. That was one of the reasons that led me to actually vote against some of the foreign aid requests last year to Pakistan, because I wanted to send a strong message that, and again, particularly on the intel side, that the Pakistanis can't play it both ways. You can't on one hand say we're allies and we're going to collaborate against certain terrorist groups, a la Taliban, but then turn a blind eye to other parts of the Taliban forces or other forces that may be crossing into India and wreaking havoc.
My government has lost the plot of conversation with our own people in the valley. And I'm squarely blaming the PDP-BJP government there. All party delegation told you to move on the trajectory of conversation. You have not moved even an inch. I think it has to be a concerted, collective, collated effort.
Incites the people against India. Intelligence agencies seem to have picked it up in India, and I think they're investigating, because Hafiz Saeed is the Amir of JuD, and maybe Talha is thinking of the next Amirship, and therefore using Dawood Ibrahim for the first time in clear terror links about India is a very important point.
These links are old, Jamat-ud-Dawa, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba, all these organizations, they have close contacts with Dawood. And these organizations, they emulate, they praise Dawood Ibrahim, because Dawood Ibrahim is the one who has inflicted heavy losses or casualties in India. So anybody, who's against India is being emulated by the Pakistani military establishment as well as the militants.